Oh, there she is.
Oh, and there he is. Hey, Stanhope.
Hi, Judith.
Is that Andy?
That's Andy.
Hi, Judith.
It is.
Yes.
Okay. Are you both well?
We are well, and
You look dry.
we are out of the
Dry.
rain. We got out of Ohio. We got out of the rain. We got rid of that junior character. You were right about him. You're right about everything, Judith.
Oh, gee.
You have a sixth
No.
sense, or maybe a
Well,
seventh sense.
I have you fooled. That's great.
Yeah, so,
You're right about a lot of things yourself.
well, I keep taking chances, and sometimes we hit, and sometimes we miss. But I guess that's what life is all about. The karaoke thing, we took that to his best, the highest level I thought we could. And I think what happened is a lot of the locals, they're cliquish, and I think they teamed up against me because, I had obvious talent and...
Like you were an outsider.
Yeah, and when you get... For one person to boo you is one thing, but when an entire room boos you, you go, okay, you know what? I can't be, your mob mentality, I don't want the negativity.
And I heard some negative talk in the. I heard negative talk about it.
The booing.
What? Sorry.
I'm sorry, Andy.
Yeah, let me get your volume up here. I think he looks at adult films when I'm sleeping and turns the volume down.
I use headphones and I watch nature stuff.
Okay. Well, okay.
But
that's
I was
cool.
just telling you that I was in the men's room and I heard some of the other people talking about we were outsiders. Doug's
Right.
Mr. Hope is
Sure.
Sure.
Well, you mentioned the booing. Well, it's the same with the applause. If somebody starts to applause or stands up, everybody does it.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Right.
I tried that in the back of the room. I was applauding. He chose the song that he sang to you that neither of us cared for, but I was in the back clapping and trying to get, and then it turned to a cascade of boo.
It was
Okay. Okay.
It was Barbara Streisand,
They
and
didn't like the song. They didn't like the voice. What didn't they like?
it was an urban room, and I did the Barbara Streisand, and they wanted to hear the hip hop, hibby to the hibby to hop hop things.
Something a little bit more action.
Right? Yeah, they had all their.
They wanted to dance. There was a lot of that going on.
Okay.
And then he hits a soft ballad, but I started to get cheers, and then I think that maybe because they weren't ready to cheer,
Boo,
they were ready
get
to
off.
Yeah.
Boo,
Yes, right.
get off, but with more rhythm.
Okay. Yeah. Right.
So
he
what
cried.
kinds of other contestants did they have? Did they have other people that did the singing too?
well, we
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of flew the coop right away because
He was upset.
Okay.
He started with the paranoia that somehow Russia has something to do with judging.
Johnny Depp.
Cut that out. Cut it out.
I know, but that's why what they say sometimes when God opens a door, shuts a door in your face, then He opens up a fire exit. So there's good luck and bad luck. We started hitchhiking.
It would have been nice if the bus we didn't have the bus schedule, so we went to the bus station, no bus. So then let's just get out. We got to get out of town before they come out.
We went to a truck stop, and Andy's has a lot of contacts in truck stops. It's odd.
Okay.
But we found his friend we ran into named, is it Shank? Is it Mr. Shank?
I
guess it's a prison nickname, Shank.
Okay.
I call him Shank. He's a yeah.
But they know each other. Shank runs some carnivals around the country. And this is carnival season. So
That was a blessing. You found somebody you knew.
Right.
Wow.
Well, we were broke. We had nothing, no food.
God, I know.
Andy's worked. We're at Mr. Shank's ranch right now in New Mexico, and we're going to both be working the carnival. Can you imagine, Judith, at almost 58 years old?
Mr. Shank is giving you both a job?
Yes.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
I've worked with him a few times.
I love it. What fun.
Yeah, when the
It's
carnival.
not only making a few bucks, but look at all the people that you're going to see, that you're going to meet, that you're going to, oh my God.
Yeah.
Didn't you grow up in New York?
God bless him.
Did you grow up in New York, you said?
Oh, I did.
So you probably went to like the great ones like Coney Island.
Yeah.
I just the idea that we're near 60 years old, the two of us, and we're going to run away with the circus. I think you're never too old.
Have you ever been in a?
You're never too old. Are you kidding? Not for the circus.
Have you ever been in a scrambler?
I don't think so.
That's one of the rides that I'm going to be in charge of, putting the scrambler baskets on.
Okay.
So that's a lot of responsibility.
Where is the circus now, and where is it going?
We're going to start early. We're going, if we go for the full run, I'll tell you, I'm going to see most of the country. Because we're going to start in, we trained today. Mr. Shank's going to come right towards the end of our therapy session. And we're going to do some training for me because I'm new.
Okay.
But we start in New Mexico and go up through Colorado Springs and South Dakota.
Fort Collins.
Billings, Montana. I've never been to, it's crazy.
Oh, God.
And then
Wyoming, too, right?
That sounds absolutely wonderful.
But then after that, you go to the East Coast, and I haven't been to Philly. I heard is a very tough market, and we're going to go to Philly and then the Carolinas, both South Carolina, North Carolina. I think all the Carolinas.
Yeah, we haven't seen the full schedule yet, but
I know it ends at they have a big wrap up party at the end of their Carney's tour season. They all wrap up in New Orleans, and I think they call it Skank Fest, I believe.
Fantastic. How long will the whole season last for them?
It winds up in November down in the southern states.
Yeah, we go to the warmer states.
And when does it actually begin?
In May. So that's
May 6th in Towson, New
and
Mexico.
then we'll be able to see Michigan and New England and New York and during foliage. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
So why is he being so good to you?
Well, I owe him a favor or two, but he's letting me work that off, and then he's agreed to let us pay rent and work off the rent. So yeah.
Oh God.
A lot of pluses.
I remember
To me, this is a miracle.
Right.
It's a miracle. It's wonderful.
It's just to be able to be around that, the smell of the elephant ears and the caramel corn.
Whatever they smell like, right?
Right. I don't know what you call them.
Caramel apples.
Yeah, but the elephant ear,
Oh,
the fried dough.
I remember those.
Yeah.
I remember those.
I remember, and the smell of the gunpowder from the sparklers and my burning hair.
Yeah.
The kids would put the sparklers in my hair and my flesh would burn, and I could smell that. That's not a greatest memory. But Andy's got a host of jobs he can do.
I'm a wrench man.
Okay.
I have a very specific job with the Carnival where I'm doing what they call the 24-hour man. And what I do is I go out and they have the truck, they call it the old rust bucket. And I drive one day ahead of the Carnival, so I go to the town that they're going to next, where I get supplies and hay for the donkeys, and I stake out where the tents will be, and I guess I pay off any payola.
That's great. You're the explorer.
Right. So
that's great. That's great.
And Andy will be with the showgirls and the fire dancers.
It's a lot of that. That's after we got to set up all the rides and everything.
That's a big
all
job.
All that other stuff. He doesn't.
Do they have a lot of rides with this particular carnival?
Well, we had to shut down a couple of them because of safety problems.
You were telling me the last time you worked there was a incident where one of the man with a mullet.
Oh well, there was a man who a coworker. And he was working on, it was the Super Loop roller coaster, and he got his hair caught under it. It was a horrible day at the Carnival.
Oh my God!
Zipped him through the air.
He got to a point and his hair ripped loose, and he just went flying through the air and then bam down on a fence post. And
oh my God!
In front of horrified onlookers.
Yeah,
sure. Sure.
He said that actually some of them were highly amused onlookers because I guess a lot of the people there didn't take kindly to the man that worked with him.
He was a surly. I can't say the word, but he was that but
He was not a
but he
good
still
man.
didn't deserve to be towed by his
No
hair
way.
while screaming and wailing his arms and all. I wouldn't want to see a friend die that way, let alone Bruce or anybody. But it was a
I agree. I
horrifying
agree.
situation, and yeah. So,
But
but that
with the-
ride, we still refer to that as the Super Loop is that's in the past of carnivals.
Yeah, that's
we
true.
strive for safety now.
When I think
Well,
about,
think about the nature of that business. It could be any kind of an accident. That's accident
Right.
city.
Yeah, yeah,
Just
yeah.
because of the nature of the
That-
business with the rides and
That's
all
what
the this and
when
that. And
when he talks about all the showgirls. Well, I can't focus on that. I got to stay awake for 70 hours sometimes putting those rides together.
and that's why I worry about him getting back involved with methamphetamine or the Black Beauties or the zippers or
Well,
the uppers,
If you need
the bumblebees.
they have energy pills. You don't need to go full on into the white drugs. You can stay alert
That's
with
true.
a trucker caffeine. I think they call
well,
it.
first of all, nobody is perfect. So Stanhope can encourage you and help you, and you can encourage him and help him. Come on.
Yeah, it's just the only thing is we're always going to be 24 hours apart because I'll be all by myself in the old rust bucket, picking up bales of hay and I guess chicken feed for they still
Well-
have geek acts on the Montana run.
That's part of
The
it.
chicken, they bite off the heads of the chicken, and they offered me that job or the 24-hour man. They call it a geek act, and they bite the head off a chicken.
Oh wow.
And
oh
I
wow.
thought I know I'm going to miss Andy being constantly one town ahead of him, but also I don't like poultry that much. It
Okay.
disagrees with me.
So you made the right decision.
I hope so.
Well, you don't even eat. You just bite the head off of it. You're not eating the whole.
Yeah, it's just...
It pays a lot more, but that's not
That's
what
because
it's about.
that's because
not
it's
many.
kind of weird.
Right.
So it would pay more.
Yeah, they have freak shows, but they're... I mean,
Well, anymore you find bearded ladies in any coffee place,
yeah, and using unisex toilets.
or a fat
Yeah, right.
a fat person in the circus. Well, yeah, you can't even do that one. But yeah, they get a lot of people who pierce things through their noses and stuff, and they call that circus
sure.
freaks.
Yeah,
But-
okay, I know
but
what you mean.
Traditionally,
Yeah.
I like the little people, or giants with tiny heads, the microcephalics.
Yeah, I wish I would have. If I could get a dwarf to ride along with me, it'd be nice to have some kind of little friend that's, makes me feel like I'm part of the circus and not just.
What about a really nice dog? Does anyone there have a dog?
I would assume there's. Just being around the ranch, there's some dogs. There's a 3-legged dog. There's a 2-legged cat, and was just one up front, one in the back, and he just constantly.
okay.
It looks like he's surfing.
There's a cat that there's a cat.
Right.
There's a cat around here that we could take into the circus. It looks like one of Dolly Parton's wigs had blown off, and it's just laid in the
Okay,
gutter.
right,
There's
right.
a cat, and it makes ungodly noises, like the most shrieking. I think that would be a nice circus attraction.
They say that I can have all the cotton candy that I like, but when I guess I don't know.
Until you get sick of it.
Yeah, but as long as they say there's no such thing as a free lunch, but it's free cotton candy till I lose all my teeth, I guess.
If he does cotton candy like he drinks, well, he'll have no teeth next time you see him.
The thing is, Andy's going to be getting tips, and I don't know. Money is that's a touchy subject between
Well, we
us.
had a 50-50 split on karaoke winnings, but now that we're working men, I'm not sure I need do I write him half of my amount of money that I'm making to cover.
So you really need to negotiate.
Right.
So, sometime when you're actually able to go to lunch or dinner and you have like a good hour or so.
And even though Mother's checks pay for our therapy, as God rest her soul, as long as those come in, I'm not making him split that because I think you're helping me as much as with him being here. But if someone would just if he could just Venmo me some of his tips while I'm on the road at Doug Stanhope, then I think that would be fair if you had some tips, and that way I could probably get an extra cheeseburger.
I think you need to just kind of talk about it, talk it out.
Like I bought the caramel apples yesterday. How about you get elephant ears?
Right, and then
Okay, right. So whatever, actually, when you talk it through, whatever it seems right to you, and you're negotiating, and when you get to the point where you both agree, then that's what you do.
yeah, they say that the Shank fellow said that they have poker games at night, and that I could just call in and they could have a seat open for me and just tell me what my cards are and whether or not I won.
That's why I don't want to do an even split, because if I give him
I agree.
$20, that means I won't have potatoes for a week,
Well,
and then he might lose it.
There, an even split is you know the word precarious. It's dangerous.
Yeah.
It's dangerous.
I'm gonna write
So it's
that
like, don't get involved. Don't even get into that. Work
Precarious.
it out another way that you both agree on, and write it up as a little contract.
I don't know that
And
we should
both
be
of you sign
using.
it.
I don't know that we should be using a lot of big words around. A lot of these are very tough, salty fellas, and I think if I came in saying a lot of big words like precarious, that they'd call me a Nancy and hold me down.
Well, they say like that scrambler basket
Well, then if
precarious.
they do, you just laugh it off. Just laugh it off.
That's not
right.
too big a word for management.
They'll
'cause-
just think that you're very educated.
Right. Or I'll go look crazy. Ah!
well, he'll be there.
How many people actually are going to be traveling with this?
I'll be in a truck with 6 in a cab.
But all together, when they finally get there and they get set up, how many people are we talking about that are
When
involved?
we found their, I guess you call it a convoy, when we found them at the truck stop, Andy got to ride in the big rig, and I
Okay.
was in back with the Tilt-a-Whirl, and it was a very chilly ride because it wasn't all covered, but there was, I believe, 6 semi trucks in the the convoy.
We were thrilled just to get
Wow.
out of that rest area. So there wasn't much of a seat for him back in the Tilt-a-Whirl, but we would have ridden on the
It
top
was
of a truck.
a seat, but it was an actual seat from the Tilt-a-Whirl.
Yeah.
But it was the way
Okay.
it was
Oh, okay.
angled
Okay.
on the truck. I was so I was like this with the wind, but I pulled my
Right,
hat
right,
over my
right.
face.
200 miles.
So is Mr. Shank going along with everybody too?
He runs. He's
The whole
he's the
season?
yard bull. Yeah, he's the guy that keeps it all together, and he takes
Okay.
no guff.
Yeah, I've known him for a few years, and he doesn't want me to even address him anything other than Mr. Shank.
Okay.
Like I thought of him kind of as an uncle, but he said, "No, if you're working for me, it's Mister."
Yeah.
And I
No,
get
he's
that,
right.
you
He's
know.
right.
Yeah.
But the good part is, you know him. If there's any problem of any kind, you have a go-to. You have somebody that you can go and talk to, and he will give you good advice.
Yes, because they'd known each other since. Well, a lot of the people that work for carnivals have checkered pasts, and there's a reason a lot of
Okay.
them are trying to
Okay.
run away with the circus, and they can't get work elsewhere because,
I literally ran away from home for about 3 months and worked with the circus when I was 18,
Okay.
19 years old. Shank was just a regular a wrench guy at that time. But
Right.
after a few weeks, the authorities brought me back to my family, and then I got.
Where were you when you ran away? Where were
Well,
you? Where was
I
that?
left
Oregon.
Oregon and I went I
Oregon.
went all the way to Florida.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I spent 3 weeks out there.
What an experience, though. Look at the memories that you have from that.
That's what I know. They were still circus freaks back then, and I
Lobster
Yes,
Boy,
right.
Lobster
Yeah.
Boy. Remember Lobster Boy?
he was a famous one, but there were those.
No, but I remember the Tilt-a-Whirl.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I remember the Tilt-a-Whirl.
They were freaks, but they all had good hearts. except the lobster
yeah, I know
man.
what you mean.
I remember the
I
one
do-
that you where you got stuck up against the wall with gravity, and then a girl she threw up on the ride, and the throw up just started crawling
Oh,
as I
no.
spun, and there's nothing you can do, and it crawled over my face like a sea
Right,
anemone.
right.
And
Oh, no.
Wait till he finds
Yeah.
out that that's going to be part of. He's the 24-hour setup guy, but when the carnival's going, he's got cleanup duty, and he might just clean up that vomit. It's a lot of sawdust. He put sawdust down.
Yeah.
We have to,
But
I have to
that's
pay off a lot of city officials, I guess, because I guess they're supposed to inspect a lot of the rides, but they don't always have an inspector available on the weekend. So I have a large sack of cash I'm going to be carrying that to
Okay.
pay off, the code enforcement people, and that makes me a little bit nervous. I think I might want to get some pepper spray or an electric taser.
I would think you wouldn't need to do that if you have somebody else with you.
But I
You
don't.
don't have to. You don't have to go it alone and do everything by yourself.
Well,
Yes, no, that's my job, the 24-hour man. I go out ahead of time, and I have the bag of cash to pay for the barley and the oats for the, it's
Sure,
not really a
sure.
unicorn. I think it's a goat with a thing stuck on his head. And the camel
Okay.
is, it's not a normal dromedary. I think that
Right,
is a
right,
Shetland
right.
pony with some kind of a big laundry sack covered in fur on its back. But either way, I feed those, and then I pay off government officials. But it's just going to be very risky sleeping in the back of
All
that
right.
open
If any
pickup
of
truck.
that makes you nervous, you ask Mr. Shank if somebody can go with you. You don't need somebody all the time, but different times when you feel a little bit nervous about it.
Right.
You talk to him.
Right.
Talk
But
to him.
I mean, just being able to sleep in the back of the pickup truck and look up at the stars, it's just like like right out of a Tom Clancy novel.
Yeah, yeah.
Out in the country.
As long as you have the weather that goes with it.
Right.
You need good weather.
don't bring
So
up that
where,
rain.
what state and what town are you in now?
Now, you know what? I'm not sure because we're almost off
I
the
think-
grid. Basically, I think we're off the
about
grid.
60 miles from Roswell. Because I saw
New
Area
Mexico.
51,
Okay. All right, okay.
and then we hit a back road. We saw, that's the legendary Area 51, and then we hit it. We hit a right turn and went down a dirt road for it seemed like 25, 30 miles. So I think we're about 50 miles or so from Roswell.
Okay, when did you get there?
Well, we just arrived. It was 2 days ago, and
Okay.
They let us shower in they have
outdoor
a
showers
group
with a
showers.
bucket. With the
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yep.
It was
And
nice to get clean after all that time in the.
and the Tilt-a-Whirl with the bugs in my teeth.
And where is Mr. Shank now?
We're waiting for him. He's should be here along any second, and I'm gonna start training. All the things I have to pick up, the people I have to pay off, the envelopes I slide under doors, what doors, when to knock, when not to knock, when to keep my mouth shut, everything.
So he's going to kind of walk
Is
you
that-
through the whole
I've
thing.
been telling him I have responsibility for putting a ride together safely so the kids don't get hurt. But if his thing is protecting all of us.
Yeah, I
Sure.
got to get
Oh,
there
definitely,
first. I'm the
definitely.
point man.
If I mess up on a bolt and somebody gets injured, well, then he comes in and greases some local palms, and no arrests need to be made.
Right, and we all have
many people.
How
How many people are in this carnival working for him?
Well, there's Dr. Hook. Everyone seems to have a nickname, and I think I'm going to get my nickname today. But yeah, they've always called him Clutch. But there's Dr. Hook.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's because I burn out a clutch on a truck
Yeah.
in Florida.
Okay, all right.
yeah,
They never let
That's
me
a
forget
cute,
that.
cute name, though. I like the name.
Oh, thank you.
yeah. There's Tender Gums Murph. There's Lippy Joe. What was the guy?
Dear,
He
The
had
retarded one?
with the open eye. He's missing an eye, but he doesn't have a glass eye. It's just like an open, he goes like this. He had some,
Okay.
yeah, he can smoke his cigarette. I guess he had some sinus cancer, so he has
Oh,
no
wow.
palate in there,
They
so
call
he
him
can.
cat's
He
eyes.
smokes his cigarette and then he can blow smoke rings out of his eye. So
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
And
Yeah.
I've suggested him for Midway talent, because there's a guy who can blow, I don't know how you
That's
bill
true.
it, but the amazing
That would
smoking
be
eye,
true,
the
yeah.
smoky eye.
yeah,
Yeah.
But
That would be true. So are there 50 people traveling?
I would
just
say
10 or
probably
20?
30 to 45.
yeah,
I don't
dude,
know.
all men.
Okay.
So
okay.
far,
No,
I
there's
think-
there's that big pudgy lady with the rolls.
Yeah. Okay, well, there's one lady. They say they hire more during the season, so that they're more
Along the
compliant.
way, right?
But
Along
yeah,
the way.
as,
Sure.
as Shank says, women don't help set up rides.
Right. I guess what we're called is
They're
those.
not mechanically minded enough,
Right.
and they're not strong enough. They're not strong enough.
Yeah.
Right. The
yeah.
show people aren't here yet. There's all the people that do the acrobats and all those. They call those skilled players. And
Okay.
we're just ham hocks. They call us. We're just
Right,
pounding
right.
pounding things into the ground
You're,
and
you're
steaks.
kind of setting everything up
Yeah.
for them, and then they'll come in when it's time for it to do a show.
Yeah, we make the Andy Gumps and the porta potties clean and have nice fresh blue water for the showgirls to dump in.
Right, there you go. There
Right.
you go.
Or anybody for that matter.
Yeah.
Not just showgirls.
Yeah, well, the general public, and that's who we're here to serve.
The strong
So
man.
this means that you're going to be having a full-time job for the rest of the year, so you don't have to worry about the rest of the year.
Right, as long as I guess
That is wonderful.
Mr. Shank he grabbed me by my shirt and he goes, "There's a lot of turnover in this damn business, kid, and it's because it's hard work." And he says, "You don't look like a hard worker to me, but we'll find out." Gosh darn it! And he used they cuss like sailors.
I'll tell you what, though. Since you're with Andy, he knows Andy.
Right.
If you're not able to do hard enough work for him in the position that he's putting you in, there's so much going on. He could find something else for you to do.
I think
Right.
a back brace too would help.
I back brace for
Oh, okay, sure,
Because
sure.
I mean, if it's
maybe.
too heavy, it's because he might be weak.
Well,
Sometimes you
in
have
the
to
rust
build
bucket,
up.
it's a stick shift, and I was trying to get on a YouTube video because someone on my message board said that I could learn how to drive stick shift, which I've never done in my life. And when they call it the rust bucket, you can literally see the road. It's rusted so badly at the floorboards.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's explaining
Oh.
it to me. I'm named Clutch. I understand
Right,
about
right.
stick shifts.
Yeah,
I like that.
The last man that did my job, they called him tetanus, and then he passed away.
Okay.
Through the windshield,
Well,
right?
Well, yeah, he had a blood disease that went straight to his organs, and then
I heard
Sounds like
he had
a
an
leukemia.
he had he either had an aneurysm or he smashed his head into the window. They could never
Oh,
tell,
wow.
but they think maybe something led.
they don't do autopsies on carnies.
Yeah.
And it was
I would
between
imagine not. I
when
would
something like
imagine
that
not.
happens and you're between states, you know.
But don't worry about the job or a job, Stanhope.
Yeah.
Because especially with Andy's help, if Andy even had to talk to the boss,
Exactly,
he'll
he
fi-
can
he'll-
talk his way out of anything. You
but
understand?
he'll find you another job. So
Yeah.
you don't have to worry.
I know. I just
Oh,
want to
don't worry.
hang on. I want to make sure that I want to make those people in Michigan happy. There's a lot of a lot of seats there in on the rides that we need to fill, and we need to
We got to
Fill
pay.
us
We
Philly
got
seats.
a few people that we got to invest in our karaoke plan. We'd like to
Okay.
pay them back a little bit. You know, they gave us the money thinking that we'd be splitting
seed
profits.
money they call it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we didn't
uh-huh.
win any money, so we can't really pay them
So
back.
if we can get
from our
some
winnings,
carnival money, because this is the wave of the future, carnivals. The past is coming back. That's what I'm coming up with catchphrases because I'd like to be in advertising one day.
well,
Well, you're going to be meeting enough people and going to enough places in the country that you'll
Right.
have plenty of time to think about all these things for the future, you know?
And you know who's not going to follow the circus? Russian agents.
Oh, no, yeah, no.
Sorry to bring
I
up
bet
that.
Johnny Depp would love to be on one of
Well,
those
no,
Pirates
see,
of the Caribbean
they're
rides.
they're not fun-loving enough to even want to follow you guys.
There's a lot of Johnny Depp impersonators at these carnivals where they play the Pirates of the Caribbean,
Oh,
Jack
see,
Sparrow.
that's interesting.
But none of
That's
them are the
interesting.
real Johnny Depp.
No, of course not. He can't be in too many places at once, right?
Right.
I saw Johnny Depp on a street corner, and he had a sign that said, "Arg will work for spare change." But I don't think that
That
was
was
Johnny
not
Depp.
the real Johnny
Yeah,
Depp.
no,
No, he got
no.
new. He's got work since then.
Well, the thing is, a little kid with their mother could see that and go, you know,
Right,
and the
right. Give
mother
him-
wouldn't mind giving him a
Yeah,
dime,
give
right?
Jack.
Who
Yeah,
cares?
Captain Jack. Give him
Well,
a
that's
fiver.
one of the
Yeah,
things.
now, you know, the mother would give him a low amount of change, which would delight the kid. The kid doesn't know what's change. They don't know what that is.
That's one of Andy's jobs that I'm glad I'm missing out on. Is he does the things like he fixes the sights on the guns so the people can't win, and he makes the loops on the basketball hoops too small for the ball.
Well,
so
what we
they'll
do,
never
Oh, no,
win.
that's not
the
nice.
rim's a little small, but what I pump up the balls so they won't fit in there.
Yeah,
Oh boy.
and then he has to call them
But just-
chickens
but
if they
just,
don't
Andy,
keep playing.
Don't do all of them. Let some people win.
Right? Yeah, we have a few.
Oh, they do. They're
regular-
called ringers. That they work for the carnival, and they come up and win to give other people false hope, and then he tricks them again, and then he says,
Aw.
"Oh, come on, are you going to try again to win one for your kid? Are you a sissy? Don't let your kid think you're a sissy." And then they come back and try.
then they win something like, well, here's your little squirrel, but you know the kid's been eyeballing the big Tweety or whatever. But here,
yeah, right.
you know, your dad, your dad
That's
didn't
too
give you
bad.
enough money
That's
for
too
that
bad.
one. Your dad gave you $20 and you
that
couldn't
would
make
be
a
carnival
basket.
mentality. That's
Yeah.
what I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know.
I work for the house. My heart goes out to the kids who can't make a basket, but I also, you know, I'm
That's-
working for a corporation now.
Andy gets a cut of that
Yeah,
action,
Yeah.
which I get a cut of if he would just Venmo me at Doug Stanhope.
It's nice to have an actual paycheck rather than to have to compete for you know, money or food.
I agree with because that's an unknown. You don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah, we don't know,
You know?
if he doesn't hit the notes, we're not hitting Denny's after.
No, that's exactly right.
And as people, if the more accidents happen, and he says, you know, it's common for people to be hurt or die or leave as the season goes on, I might
Sure.
be able to get back to where I'm, you know, part of the actual carnival and not just driving all by myself with a sack of money that's not mine. And
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
No, that's true.
maybe I could make some kids cry out there on the carnival. Hey, come on back and try again, you spoiled brat, or your dad's a jerk.
Make them laugh instead of cry.
well, yeah, they need that because a lot of times, even if you don't get injured badly on a ride, you still flop around, bang your
Well, that's
knees
true.
or your elbow or your head or whatever. And
Well, that's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
Laughter might be a pleasant interjection there.
You have to take good care of them.
Yeah. Hey, quit crying. You know what's funny? Orange bananas or something.
Aren't you glad I didn't say banana?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's the funny one. I don't
Yeah.
remember punchlines.
I was going to use this in my stand-up comedy career. What do you call a fake spaghetti?
Pasta?
Impasta.
Oh.
Fake. So it was like being like imposter.
Okay.
So yeah, I could use that one probably.
Well, we're not
So
doing
now
that.
that you're
We don't-
in New Mexico, when would you be leaving for the next place?
Whenever-
What's your
well-
next-
Beginning of May, yes. Our first gig is in Taos, New Mexico on May 6th. And in the meantime,
okay.
we're
In
just going to...
Taos?
Yes, that's, I guess, north. And then, but in the
Right,
meantime,
right.
we're going to be training around here, and we're going to be learning all the people, meeting the people, and doing, I guess, a lot of his laundry and side work and chores and
that's
some
just-
blacktop,
we're just-
some black tar roofing. I guess he needs done.
Some of that is paying. We're paying 2 weeks rent, and then we're starting
Okay.
training. So we're going to pay. We also
It's
have
an
to pay
earn
for-
while you learn type of situation
Yeah,
where
okay,
instead of
okay,
getting
sure.
paid in money, we get paid in corn dogs and a pup tent that we share.
which is fine.
Uh,
we
is the money part of it okay with you guys?
we haven't. Well, yeah. As soon as we pay off training and pay for our shirts and rent,
Uniforms, there's, yeah.
it's looking like minimum wage for both of us.
It looks like,
Okay.
but
So
it's
that's not bad.
he gives us
Yeah,
what we
right.
need, is what he told me. He said, "I'm going to give you exactly what you need to grow up and learn what life's all about." And I think what he's saying is that, and I could eat the they have great sandwiches. They're microwave, but they're cheeseburgers, and
They have hot pockets too. They just buy them, and we can have a hot pocket anytime we want one. But they do write it down. We have
Right,
to pay
right.
for it, but
yeah, it's not like they have Blue Apron or
And
anything.
where do they keep all the food?
Well, they have a what do you call the truck? It's a catering, not a catering truck. It's like
Like a food-
like
what
an
they call
ice
the
cream
food truck?
truck, but with food.
But then they
Okay,
clear
okay,
out,
okay.
so
Sure.
like stuff that doesn't sell, they'll throw it into a cooler. They'll put ice on it, but the ice doesn't last very long. But that's what we can pick and choose from.
They call it the
Okay,
morning
okay.
scrum, and they blow a horn. It's really like a bullhorn, and they go scrum time, and then you all go
Oh,
running out,
yeah.
and everyone tries to grab what they can from
Yeah,
the
and you've never-
ice pit.
They some of them are a little heavy, but boy, when they say food's available, everybody's like it's like a marathon.
Yeah, right. Sure.
Right. It's like I feel like it's like fun kid stuff. It's like or the Hunger Games. Mm-hmm. I never saw that film, but it's. I mean, it's
Well,
it's
I
kind of
hope
like
that
I pretend it's a
All
game.
the people working for Mr. Shank really enjoy working for Mr. Shank.
They seem to. Well,
No one talks back to him.
yeah, I think he has the respect to everybody that works for him, in one
Okay.
way or another.
Okay. That's good. Because I really want you to enjoy this and be able to do a little traveling
Get some
and,
money.
meet all the different people throughout the country that you're able to meet.
Yeah, sword
And,
swallowers, and
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
there's
Yeah,
there's one guy that
What?
just eats steel wool, and that's his whole show. And you go,
Oh.
it's in America. You can just do anything and make a name for yourself. I
Yeah.
hear Mr. Shank's truck there. I think Mr.
Oh,
Shank's.
good.
oh yeah. Oh shit.
I'm gonna see. I'm gonna let you say a quick hello. I want you to meet my new boss, Judith. I'm so excited.
Hey,
Mr. Shank. Hello, Mr. Shank.
What are you morons doing over
This
here?
is my therapist. This is Judith.
I don't want to.
You wanna meet my
there are
therapist?
people looking for you. Hey,
I'm sorry.
let those guys know to get back to work. Tell them I found clutch and hand job over here in the shade.
Okay. I guess
I'm
we
gonna
have to
take
get on the
off.
There's work
flatbed.
to do.
I'm sorry. I
We're
thought-
about finished in here anyway.
Okay.
And we're about finished here anyway.
Okay. Good. Yeah. I'm
So
sorry.
you're okay.
Okay. Sorry, Mr.
said-
Shank.
Tie
You're
off unless
okay.
you're gonna hang yourself with it.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was my first day, so I wore a tie. Oh.
Keep in touch.
Okay. I'll keep in touch with you. Thank you very much,
Okay.
Judith.
We'll
Okay.
Bye, Judith. Thank you.
I'll get the manure, sir.
have a great time. The very best of luck to you. The very best of luck.
Okay, I'll talk to you very soon from the road. I can't wait to tell you about our travels.
Okay.
Okay.
Take care.
I'm coming, sir.
It was great. It was so great. Chad, the walkie-talkie was the best. I didn't even think about it. I
didn't even
think about it. The walkie-talkie was brilliant.
I go, how am I gonna bring up a nickname? Like,
Hands up. It was perfect.
But actually, my nickname in high school was Hand Job, so I'm both characters. Handy Andy. Yeah.
It was great, guys.
Oh, it was so hard not to crack
Oh,
up.
yeah.
That was not good to be here this time.
No.
It was not good. It was not easy.
She just plays out some dumb shit that you go, oh, fuck.
And Doug Stanhope, you trying to get people to Venmo you was awful. I almost Venmo'd you right then. I was like, I don't have Venmo, but I'm gonna get it. That was awful. That was so fucking funny.
Schedule number 4. Oh, we were
I try to
joking
get a
that-
few more like plugs in of sponsors. Like, it's not, yeah, I'm gonna be in the back, sleeping in the back of a pickup truck. It's not like I'm on a Helix mattress.
That is so funny.
Cat, two-legged cat looking like it was surfing. Oh.
That was terrible too. Oh my god. And you were like this.
It looks like it's always surfing. I fucking almost lost it.
I'm never sitting by you again, Chad. I'm never sitting by you
I have
again.
to, if I'm here for this again, I wanted to sit so I could get context of who I was supposed to be for my minor role, but I should not have been over here because I was too close to
No, that
laughing.
was so good.
Well, here's the thing. Now that you've been introduced, like if Andy's not here, next time it could be me and you on the road.
Yeah.
Carnival. And
Sure could.
Andy's in traction at a hospital.
Oh, that's great.
You got-
Some ride thing.
Yeah.
Andy's the reason why I'm now willing to talk to your therapist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, listen. Now, if I talk to you and I go before the judge, I can say that I've been engaged
tried.
in therapy,
Yeah.
and that way, they're gonna, consider that during sentencing.
Yeah.
All right. So what do I say? I'm sorry. Oh, I have voices in my head. What do I say?
And you'd be the idiot to bring him on to do that. That'd be hilarious. This is so fucking good.
We gotta
Chad pays for this session.
we gotta list crimes or things that Judith has agreed to that are morally wrong. She didn't seem too upset about messing up bolts.
I know.
Hey, and don't worry if you get back on the methamphetamine. You're only human, you're not perfect.
Everybody makes mistakes.